Hi, this is Matt from Find My Blog Way. I'm going to show you a really good tool that I've been using called GroupHigh. Some of you may have heard of it. It's quite a high-end version of almost like a CRM really. But what you're able to do within here is search through GroupHigh's database that they have of blogs and other various websites in a kind of way that you would with the likes of BuzzStream. But the difference between BuzzStream and GroupHigh is GroupHigh actually gather all of their data so that you don't have to. So whereas you would do kind of prospecting searches within BuzzStream, in GroupHigh you can just search through all of their database and you get loads of extra information, albeit GroupHigh is a lot more expensive. But when you're looking from both an SEO and a PR point of view and a social media point of view, GroupHigh is probably one of the best tools I think I've ever used when it comes to link building. So if you can justify the spend, which is around about $7,500 a year, then I would really recommend this tool. And I'm going to just start going through a load of the features. And there's three core different areas that I'm going to go through. Now, like what you have with the likes of BuzzStream, you'll have your campaign. So what we have is lists. So you can have all your different clients on the side here. And what I've done is I've just created a test list. So what you can do is if you have already got like an Excel file where you've got a load of targets already, you can upload this into GroupHigh and they'll start populating and gathering all the contact information about social media following, etc. But I'm going to show you, in my opinion, well, by far the best feature of GroupHigh. And this is the blog search. So if you go to the search tab, and what you can do is just start drilling down on a phrase. So you may want to type in your specific niche. So let's just imagine that we were looking for travel related articles. So straight away, I've just typed in travel, very, very broad search. And what we've got here is just under 500,000 blogs mentioning your keyword. And then you've got here 22,500 blogs by central topic. Now, this is where it gets really good with the central topic. What GroupHigh have done is they have classified every single blog with specific tags. So you have travel, eco-travel, travel tips, things like that. So now even on the broadest search terms here, what we can get is a whole list of travel blogs. And not only that, what we also get is contact information. So we've got an email address there. This we get to the details a bit more, but you also can get the contact information, their social media profiles. You've also got things like their Twitter following, how many Facebook followers they have on some of these as we go down. Yeah, we've got their Pinterest following, Instagram followers, YouTube subscribers, and you can actually drill down and search on these kind of statistics as well. And also on top of that, we've got the actual RSS feed. So what we want to do is drill down a bit deeper, because this is where GroupHigh really comes into its own. So what we may want to do here is, let's say we only really want to focus around people that have mentioned Thailand. So we can just type that in here. So what we'll now do is whittle down this list to only find people who in their articles have mentioned Thailand. So you can see here Thai beaches. This is just some of the recent stuff that's come through. They've mentioned Chiang Mai in there, Thailand, Songkran, Bangkok. So there's loads of stuff here. So just from this alone, you've got an awesome amount of information. I mean, from central topic, and then if we go on a broader one, so this is just blogs that have mentioned travel or have mentioned Thailand. So you might get the wider news related stuff or people that have talked about it. But we've got loads of stuff here, absolutely loads. So now I want to drill down a little bit more. Now, maybe I want to find blogs that have run competitions. Maybe I'm a travel company and I want to give away a free holiday to a really high-end travel blog. So what I'm going to do is look for people who have run contests in the past. Just going to look at blogs by central topic to make sure that we're drilling down even deeper. I want to make sure they have a really good social following, and let's say through Twitter, I want people who have really got a minimum of, let's say, 2,000 followers. Apply selected filters. And also, I want people who maybe are active on Instagram. We've drilled that even deeper now to 99 blogs. You can search by MozRank or domain authority. So let's say I only want people with minimum domain authority of 40. So we're getting high quality links as well, possibly. It's down to 88. We can even stretch that a bit further, let's say 50. So now I've got that down to 47 blogs. Author count, how many different authors they have. The last post date, so I want to make sure that they've been writing recently. So we'll drill that down. 46, that's whittled out one of them. And I also, maybe I want to say, okay, I only want blogs that are from the US. Now, if you think about this little country filter, this is pretty awesome. You can actually go down all the way to state and cities. So if you're looking to hook up with some bloggers that are local to one of your clients, or if you want to specifically find country-specific areas that your content's going to be relevant to, then you've got a really awesome tool to get in touch with them. Now, what I've now got is I've got 22 blogs that run contests that talk about Thailand. They're travel blogs. They have at least 2,000 Twitter followers. They're also active on Instagram. They're based in the US. They have a minimum domain authority of 50 and they post within the last month. And what I can now start doing is just having a little look at these. So, okay, what I want to do is star this, and this will be added to my list. So you can just start going through and just kind of double check yourself sometimes. If you click here, it'll actually open up the blog if you want to then start drilling down and do a bit more manual work. Say we said, actually, I'm not a fan of this blog. We can remove this from the list and it won't appear. So none of them will appear from that side of things. That can be handy if maybe it picks up things like The Guardian or the New York Times and things like that, and you think, are they realistic targets? Maybe not. So just start adding a few of these. Okay, let's add in these. So you can imagine, for example, I run a travel blog. This could be this could be an incredibly useful list for me to then go and conduct some seriously high quality outreach. And if I wanted to find out some of the best blogs within my industry, do a bit of industry research, then I've instantly got a pool of resources here. And I mean, travel is a really big industry. So what I'll do is just to show you actually quite how big this database is. I'm just going to clear these filters, remove travel from here. Let's just go for something a little bit more specific. So maybe what we can do is something that we may find has. We'll start with a wider topic. So we'll go down one specific industry. So maybe we'll do sense. And then we could do specifically maybe, in fact, go through here. What we can actually do is mention things like coin, let's say, something that I was recently looking at. We'll remove finance from there. So stuff specifically related to coin. We've got loads and loads of blogs to pick from. Let's just type in just a random keyword here. Vegetarian. So you've got loads of vegetarian. Let's do pescatarian. It's even more niche on pescatarian myself. So actually, by central topic, we've got 3 blogs that are actually pescatarian blogs, but which is a very, very small thing to drill down onto. And we've actually got 421 that actually mention this within there. So we've got loads and loads of blogs. So I hope this demonstrates actually the scope and size of the database that GroupHigh has. It's enormous, and you can be incredibly specific, and being able to find and build the list that I've just built. So if we go back into my list here, to do this, it would have taken much longer time from using other tools. Now, the reason being is I would have had to prospect and gather. So maybe I went into Scrapebox and scraped a load of potential URLs, filtered them down with something like Screaming Frog, pulled them into BuzzStream, gather all the contact information, and to be fair, BuzzStream gathers all this contact information here. But then what we'd need to do is drill down on this information and start filtering, probably use Excel to do that, or the features that are built in some of the other tools that we use. It's just, you can achieve this kind of thing, but it takes a lot longer, and also you don't always have a nice big database that you can easily find things. Google, although it's great to do advanced search operators, it's not always easy to do what you can do inside what is essentially a PR database. So we've got some awesome stats, and you can export this to a CSV if you want to. And again, you've got like the outreach stages, tags. You can also add team members into GroupHigh and assign them with specific tags as well. Then we can start drilling a bit down deeper into these blogs. So what we can do here is, let's just take one blog where we've got all the contact details. House in the Hills. Most of them you do actually have contact details, which is really good. And other users share information on GroupHigh about contact information, so that's always updating the database, which is great. But what you've got here is you've got the most recent posts that have gone on, so you can quickly have a look at the recent content, have a quick read before you do your outreach, so that you're not going in blind. You can add your own personal contacts in there. You've got all the information within here. You can create some tasks. So say, okay, what we want to do is follow up on an email with Sarah in a few days. You can also add in your own custom tags. So you've got all here an information hub where you can store all of your to and froing with Sarah, or your outreach targets in general, to be honest. Place that down here. Your team can start chipping in. Really powerful tool. So I'm sure you can start to see where the value is, especially if you're looking for things like guest posts or getting product reviews or just building relationships with bloggers. Very, very powerful. So that's really the search feature in a nutshell. I've not even covered a load of the other features just because I don't want to babble on for too long. But already you can start to see, without having to do any of this, GroupHigh's done all the work. And they've also got their bookmarklet that you can use, so when you're just browsing the web, you want to add it into your lists and things like that. So you install the Chrome plugin, making everything nice and easy. Now also they do brand mention monitoring. I recently did a tutorial on Camtasia, and one of the things I just literally set this up about 10 minutes ago, just to search for any blog articles that come through that mention Camtasia or Camtasia Studio. On here you can do branded mentions, so if I wanted to look at Find My Blog Way on here, whenever that's mentioned online, do link tracking in the very same way as the likes of mention.net, which I've talked about before, also Fresh Web Explorer, Buzz Bundle, should I say, and also BuzzStream. A lot of tools do this. So yes, this is a good feature, and you get quite a bit of good information. It is laid out very nicely. There's other tools that do this, so this isn't a huge thing for me personally, but at the same time, it's very good. So you can go in and add new mentions in there and have a whole host of them, so that you can add them into your different lists and things like that. So pretty good stuff that you can really do there. But I'm going to kind of move on from this, because I think a lot of you will know about tracking brand mentions. This is an awesome tool, the tracking tool, which measures engagement with any URL, whether it's your blog post or another URL that you want to track, and gives you loads of stats. So what I've done is I've just added in, so you can just literally paste in the URLs you want to track. I've just put in 4 of my recent blogs on Find My Blog Way, and within a couple of minutes, GroupHigh just goes and gathers all the engagement on these articles. So for the Ultimate Guide to Running Online Competitions, which most of you may have read, had 14 comments, 100 Twitter mentions, 24 Facebook shares, 93 Google Pluses, Pinterest share randomly, 24 LinkedIn shares. And then what it does is it generates some potential impressions across all of these social networks, which is pretty great actually. And it gives you a load of engagement events, and you can kind of have a little look here. You can put a value on your impressions. So say we said it was 0.003. So it'd be $30 worth of impressions. If you do kind of do some really advanced return on investment calculations, then this could be very handy for you. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of estimating the value of impressions, because I don't really believe in that. I think you should be looking much further along in the conversion funnel to be tracking value of conversions, or at least engagement. So this can then be put into a really nice engagement report, which you can put as a PDF. So we've got the number of posts, engagement events, total impressions. You've got your estimated value if you put that in. You've also got within here LinkedIn shares. You've got the different comments. On top of that, we've got Twitter shares, Facebook shares, Google Pluses, and it gives you in a nice graphical display, along with a breakdown that's coming along here. And it starts gathering kind of top influencers, so the authors of the post, which is myself, and I've got kind of they put together engagement points across the posts. So if you have a blog where you've got a load of different authors, or you want to start tracking other blogs and find how engaging the content is coming from these specific authors. So maybe if you want to feature some guest blogs on your site, you can do some comparisons, which is great. So you've got also not just the engagement of the articles themselves, but the authors themselves. So more powerful stats. So that's really GroupHigh's main features that I've been using in a nutshell. Now there are more features that you can tap into. There's loads more features that you can use within the search side. I've only touched on some of the brand mentions and monitoring. The tracking, again, I've only used 4 blogs here. You can use this for other websites that you're going to be using. So if you wanted to track some of the mentions and the engagement on some of your list, you can import that over. Also, you can start looking at a load of the different posts and a breakdown from all of your targets, doing some more filtering, and start looking into even tighter niches within the search as well. I didn't even tap, so if I just show you travel, we didn't even go into looking specifically at guest posts, people who do sponsored posts, product reviews, and display advertising as well, so you can do some advertising targets. So there's all sorts of things you can do with the tool, and actually I think the price is justified for what they offer, because out there at the moment there isn't any other tool that I've used that offers this kind of functionality and displays it in the way that they do. So really awesome tool. Make sure you check it out, and if it is within your budget, then it might be a nice scalable tool that you can kind of bed in and use across to drive some more links, some more engagement, and also measure the performance of your content.